Joking about video game glow-ups is common, but jumping straight from the original 1993 Star Fox on the Super NES to this brand new version on the Switch 2 is absolutely literal whiplash. Just last week, I was flying a collection of grey blocky triangles through a charmingly low frame rate Corneria. Today, thanks to a review code provided by Nintendo, I am witnessing what I truly believe is Nintendo's most visually stunning release to date. The leap in technology isn't just impressive on a technical level, it completely redefines the experience that many had on their N64 back in the day because, well, this is a remake of Star Fox 64. If you've never played this before, either you're younger, and this will be your first introduction to Star Fox, or you never got into it until now. Either way, you're in for a treat. Buckle up because this is one fun ride. The story follows Fox McCloud and his elite team of mercenary pilots, Falco, Peppy, and Slippy, as they are mobilized by General Pepper to defend the Lilac system. When the exiled mad scientist Andros launches a massive devastating assault from the desolate planet of Venom, the Star Fox team must fly from planet to planet, battling enemy fleets and liberating occupied worlds to stop Andros. At its core, this title is a masterclass in modernizing a classic blueprint without losing the magic that made the original iconic. Instead of completely changing the genre, the game doubles down on the fast-paced, arcade-style action but wraps it in a presentation that feels cutting-edge. It's arcade-style, hectic, adrenaline-enduring fun, and I definitely recommend it. From the moment you boot up the game, the graphics do something incredible. They fully immerse you into the universe and the story. For basically my entire life, I've seen Fox McCloud and the crew as a collection of blocky, low-res pixels on a screen, and seeing them here brought to life with this level of breathtaking hyper-realistic detail is genuinely surreal. The cinematics look so gorgeous, they honestly feel like a major motion picture, delivering a level of cinematic scale and animation quality that is completely comparable to seeing Nintendo's characters step onto the big screen in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It goes far beyond the basic dialogue blocks of the past, making the bond between Star Fox team feel real and incredibly satisfying, giving it an unexpected emotional weight. When you're cruising through remote space, the emptiness feels genuinely isolated and vast. The scale of the cosmos looms over your ship, creating an eerie calm before the storm. But when the action does kick in, the contrast is spectacular. The tense battles and massive fleet dogfights are breathtaking. The visual chaos of flashing lasers and heavy explosions is perfectly coupled with a phenomenal, reorchestrated musical score that makes the entire journey feel like a grand cinematic adventure. Now, a fast-paced rail shooter lives and dies by how smooth it feels to play, and Star Fox absolutely nailed it here. The game runs beautifully, favouring a rock-solid, buttery smooth frame rate with virtually zero stuttering. Even when the screen is packed with dozens of enemy fighters, explosions, and smoke effects, the performance never dips. But don't get me wrong, the graphics don't just exist to look pretty, they serve the actual gameplay and atmosphere. The contrast between environments is spectacular. The moment you drop into a planet's atmosphere or massive fleet battle, the screen erupts with dynamic explosions and volumetric smoke that perfectly capture the chaos of the war. The adventure expands way past the cockpit of the iconic R-Wing. You can pilot the Landmaster tank across war-torn cityscapes, or you dive deep into the oceans of alien planets in the Blue Marine submarine. It feels completely revitalized. Every vehicle benefits from gorgeous new physics and dynamic lighting effects that make them incredibly satisfying to control. When the wings on your R-Wing get damaged, you start to lose altitude, and the ship will literally start flying and falling on whichever side is damaged. Small details like this add to the overall sense of immersion. Even when you're firing your blasters and you hit trees on the ground, they'll catch fire. And the inclusion of being able to go first-person mode was welcomed, and I love seeing the interior of the ships, but I felt it was a bit easier in third person because I felt like I could see everything behind me better and have more control in dogfights. And with Star Fox, Nintendo has flexed their hardware gimmicks with the use of Joy-Con mouse mode for precise gyro aiming during intense fights, which I quite enjoyed. It felt like a smooth PC game, and I don't know, I'm just a sucker for mouse mode. Now, if there's one thing that might catch modern gamers off guard, it's the sheer brevity of a single campaign run. Flying from the opening level to the final boss will only take you about an hour or two, but judging this game by a single playthrough misses the entire point. This game is exactly designed as an arcade-style experience built around a highly repeatable loop. You're meant to play the game and do different runs because it features a web of branching paths, depending on how you perform during a mission, like completing specific hidden objectives, keeping your squad mates alive, or finding secret exits. The game will dynamically shift your flight path to entirely different planets. It's worth more than one playthrough. Bosses at the end of each mission were a trial and error for me, and in a fun and engaging way too. If you see something glowing pop up, just shoot it and see if it does damage, and in this way they were quite engaging. There is a massive new challenge mode featuring nearly 200 optional bite-sized tactical missions scattered across those branching paths, and it gives you just more meat to that gameplay loop. Now, don't get me wrong, as much as I love this game, no game is perfect, and I've got a few just small gripes that don't affect the game as a whole, but they're worth mentioning here. Now, my biggest gripe is a conceptual one. As much as I love this game, I really would have preferred a true sequel or a brand new storyline. Retreading the same narrative yet again feels a bit safe, and I left the game wishing Nintendo had taken a risk on an entirely fresh adventure for Fox and the crew. And because it follows the classic blueprint so closely, it can feel a bit familiar at times. Lastly, because there's so many things happening on screen at once, it kind of just leads to a busy feeling on the screen and a couple of cheap shots hitting the player. It's nothing major, but it just feels very hectic very fast.
Yeah, like I said, they're not huge gripes. And like, even if you look at it the other way, it's quite smart of Nintendo just to be like, hey, we're going to introduce Star Fox to the younger audience in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Because, you know, that'd be a lot of people's first interactions with that IP. And it's the same kind of thinking of, you know, remaking the first Star Fox story again, because this is going to be like a first Star Fox for a lot of new people and a lot of new eyes, and so it just makes sense. And maybe after this they can then go forwards with new sequels and new stories and things like that.
Whether you've been doing barrel rolls since the 90s or you're stepping into the cockpit for the very first time, this game is a triumph. Nintendo has honoured the roots of the franchise while pushing their new hardware to its absolute limits. Fox McCloud is back, and the Lilac system has never been more worth saving. I give this game a 9 out of 10.